All right, what's up, guys? I'm back. Today, we're going to be predicting the next champion in every single UFC men's division because who cares about the women's divisions? Maybe I'll give my honorable mention at the end. But predicting every single champion next up in the division. So let's get right into it with Flyweight. Bro, I'm going with the casual take. Listen, even in my recent videos, I was talking about how Kai Asakura is probably going to get out grappled by Pantoja. But listen, I don't know why I'm switching that pick. Pantoja's 34 years old. His chin can't hold up forever at the lower weight class. And I think Kai Asakura might be able to crack him on the chin and put him out. The only thing I'm worried about in that fight is that Pantoja might win via disqualification because Kai Asakura will come in and try to soccer kick him or knee him on the ground because those rules were allowed in Ryzen and those promotions. That'd be hilarious. Bro knocks Pantoja out cold but loses due to disqualification, and he's the uncrowned champ. But Kai Asakura, I think he can get it done at UFC 310, which would be insane to see. You never really see a person come from another promotion and get a title shot in their debut and win, so that hasn't happened in ages. So let's see how he stacks up against Pantoja. But I'm not overly confident in this pick, but I am going to be the casual and pick it because I wouldn't be surprised if Asakura chinned Pantoja given how much damage he's taken and how old he is. So give me Kai Asakura as the next flyweight champion. Let's move on to bantamweight. Listen, bro. You know Merab is ducking Umar whenever Umar is forced to take a fight with Song Yadong in December. I don't know if that's official yet, but I think Umar Nurmagomedov is going to be the next champion. Merab's been ducking him ever since he won the belt. People can cry about how he only has one win in the top 15 and blah, blah, blah. We all know Merab wants to fight Davison Figueiredo because he knows he can just grapple him to a decision, and he won't be able to do that against Umar. Listen, I think Umar is going to be the next bantamweight champion, and I think he's going to retire undefeated. I don't think anybody beats Umar. If he gets past Merab, which I think he will, who beats Umar unless he gets chinned? I don't think he gets chinned. So he has pretty good gas tank. I know a lot of people talk about he gassed out in some of his fights on short notice, but listen, overall, I think he has a good gas tank. He's 18-0, as most of the Dagestanis are, and I think he's gonna beat Song Yadong whenever they fight in December, and then I think he's gonna beat Merab probably in March because Merab's just ducking him and holding on to that belt as long as he can because he knows that he can't just spam takedowns against against Umar. And Merab has no finishing threat. He has no submission threat. He has no knockout power. So the only way Merab beats Umar is by decision. And I just don't see a world where Merab can outpoint Umar for 25 straight minutes. I just don't see it happening. But either way, Umar Nurmagomedov will be the next bantamweight champion. I'm pretty confident in that one. And yeah, let me move on to the next division, men's featherweight. Listen, Max Holloway. I've been going back and forth on this pick. Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway. Listen, Maximus Holloway, who we've seen his last two fights. The only concern I have for Max Holloway is the weight cut back down to featherweight as he's getting older. You know, he's 32, about to be 33 in December. Holloway's not the young gun anymore he once was. But listen, I'm leaning towards Max Holloway winning a decision against Ilia Topuria. Probably a 48-47, 3 rounds to 2. I could see it. Do I think Ilia Topuria can win this fight? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to knock out Max Holloway? Not at all. Not a shot. I don't think he submits or knocks out Max Holloway. Max Holloway hasn't been submitted in like 12 years. He's also never been knocked out or barely even dropped by Gaethje once. But listen, if Ilia Topuria threw hammers at Josh Emmett for 5 rounds and he couldn't knock him out, he's not knocking out Max Holloway. He's not going to be the first guy. I don't see it happening. If Max Holloway loses, it'll be by either a dominant decision or a close decision. But I think Max Holloway is going to beat Ilia Topuria by a close decision. I think he might even score a knockdown in the fight with the head kick. Don't be surprised. I'm calling that right now. Max Holloway knocks Ilia Topuria down with the head kick. Topuria survives, and then Max Holloway starts busting him up. But listen, I'm not delusional enough to think that Topuria can't school Max Holloway. He could absolutely school him. But my prediction is that Max Holloway is going to regain the throne for the second time. He's going to go on a second featherweight run, or he'll move up to lightweight and fight Makhachev for double champ status. Even though I'm sick of double champ fights. But yeah, I think the Blessed Express is going to be in full swing. But Topuria could beat him. I'm not delusional enough to say otherwise. But I do think Max Holloway is going to be the next featherweight champion. Let's move on to lightweight. We got my boy Arman Tsarukyan. Now listen, here's my prediction for the lightweight division. Arman Tsarukyan is going to lose to Makhachev in January. I don't think he's going to win. I think it'll be a close fight, but I think Makhachev will edge it out by a decision. I don't think he's going to finish Arman. But I think Makhachev only has a couple more fights, and then he's going to retire or move up for double champ status, which unless Shavkat, even if Shavkat wins, so maybe not. With the people fighting for the welterweight title, I don't think Makhachev would want to go up. So, listen, I think Makhachev might fight Arman and then one more time in the lightweight division. And at 33 years old, I don't think he's going to stick around for too much longer. Maybe he will, but I feel like Makhachev wants to get out of there soon. He'll probably break Khabib's title defense record after he beats Arman, get one more win, and then ride off into the sunset. But listen, either way, Arman Tsarukyan's 27. Even if he loses to Makhachev, I think he'll be the top gunner for the title once it's vacant. And yeah, I think Arman's going to beat whoever is up there, whether it be Charles, whether it be Gaethje. I don't think it's going to be Poirier again, whether it be Max. Whoever's at the top of the lightweight division coming up, I think Arman Tsarukyan's going to be the next one to take the belt, even if he loses to Makhachev in January, which I think he will by a close decision. So yeah, Arman Tsarukyan, the next champion in the lightweight division. Let's move on up to the welterweight division. It's no secret. I think Shavkat's going to destroy Belal. I mean, look at his record. 18-0, 18 finishes, 10 by submission, 8 by knockout. Belal has no finishing potential. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov is the worst style matchup in the entire UFC for Belal Muhammad. Listen, man, if you know, you know. Belal might be the most unimpressive champion in UFC history. No knockdowns, no finishes, aside from Sean Brady, which he couldn't even knock to the ground. It was a standing TKO. And he's fighting the guy who has the power, the submission game. Belal's not just going to be able to outbox Shavkat on the outside. Shavkat's taller, he's longer, and he's going to have to get in there. And I think whenever he tries to get in there, Shavkat's going to clip him, or he's going to, and he can't just take down Shavkat over and over because then he has to deal with a submission threat. So give me Shavkat Rakhmonov as the next UFC champion, and I think it's going to be in December. I think he's going to beat Belal Muhammad. I think he's going to go on a little run. Maybe after him it'll be JDM, but for now, I don't even think Belal's going to get a single title defense. Good grief, if he beats Shavkat, I'm just going to go hide in the corner and cry about it. But Shavkat Rakhmonov, the next welterweight champion of the world. Let's move on to the next division, middleweight. This is going to be my most casual take of the video. Khamzat Chimaev, listen, I think he's going to beat Robert Whittaker by a first or second round submission, and I think the UFC is going to give him a title shot. I know the UFC is going to give him a title shot. He's going to fight the winner of Whittaker and Strickland, which I think will be, Whittaker and Strickland, of Duplessis and Strickland, which I think will be Duplessis. And I think we're going to get to see Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Duplessis. And honestly, I think Khamzat outgrapples everybody in the division. He's the best first round fighter in welterweight/middleweight history. No one's more dominant. No one's more scary. So yeah, I think Khamzat Chimaev is going to get through Robert Whittaker. And I think he's going to fight Dricus Duplessis for the belt. And I think he's going to win the belt. And then knowing somebody like Khamzat, he'll probably win the belt, fight like once, and then retire. He's expressed earlier in his career how he wanted to retire early. His mom doesn't like him to fight, and that it's just for money and all this. So don't be surprised if you see Khamzat Chimaev get the belt and then dip out of there, because I wouldn't be surprised at all, considering he's expressed earlier in his career that it would be possible for him to do that. But yeah, he has 11 finishes in 13 fights. He just couldn't finish Usman or Burns. A lot of people are writing off Khamzat as the next champion or the next dominant force because he arguably fought to a draw with Usman. Listen, I'm gonna bring up the excuses for him. He was overtraining, and he was sick, and just a lot of stuff going on. So let me cope a little bit and give my reasons on why Khamzat's gonna be the next champion, because I think he will. So, Khamzat Chimaev, the middleweight champion, probably at the end of 2025, I guess. Maybe mid to end of next year. Give me Khamzat Chimaev as the next champion. Light heavyweight. Listen, we all know Jamal Hill is coming back to KO Alex Pereira. The first fight was an absolute fluke. No, I'm kidding. Magomed Ankalaev is going to be the next light heavyweight champion. And I think the reason he's going to beat Pereira whenever they fight is due to Pereira's age. So let's say Magomed Ankalaev, right? He fights Alexander Rakic this upcoming UFC card, 308. I think he's going to beat Rakic, right? And then Alex Pereira said he wants to fight again in March. That would be perfect timing from Ankalaev. It'll be right after Ramadan, maybe March, April, you put Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. But I think that Ankalaev is going to beat Alex Pereira because Alex Pereira is going to be taking more time off than he has in a while. He's going to be nearly 38 years old. And I just think a 32-year-old Magomed Ankalaev, healthy, strong, in his prime, that's going to be tough for Alex Pereira to beat. I think Magomed Ankalaev, if he fought Alex Pereira maybe whenever he fought Roundtree or whenever Pereira was at UFC 300, I think he had a pretty good shot to knock out Magomed Ankalaev or even leg kick him because we saw what Jan Blachowicz could do to him with the leg kicks. But I think as Alex gets older, by the time March of next year comes around, he's got some lingering injuries. He's focused on sponsorships. I think Magomed Ankalaev, even if he doesn't beat Alex Pereira, I think he will be the next UFC light heavyweight champion after Pereira. That's my prediction. But I do think he's going to beat Pereira. So let me move on to the heavyweight division. Now listen, Tom Aspinall, a lot of people are going to say that he's already the champion now. He's the interim. He should be undisputed, but he's not because John Jones is a sham of a heavyweight champion who's fighting a 42-year-old retired firefighter that no one cares to see fight John Jones. But we already know Tom Aspinall, unless he gets chinned because it's heavyweight, he's going to rule over the heavyweight division. I think he finishes everybody. I think he finishes John Jones. I think he finishes Cyril Gane. I think he finishes Volkov again if they fight. I think he finishes Pavlovich. He's the most dangerous heavyweight in UFC history, and I think he's going to have a run. He has the shortest fight average time in the UFC history with like 2 minutes or something. So yeah, Tom Aspinall will be the next undisputed heavyweight champion the second John Jones retires. He can just lay at Tom Aspinall's feet in the crowd and say, "Here you go, buddy. Take the title. I was too scared to fight you." But yeah, for the men's divisions, that's who I think are going to be champion next. Just for honorable mentions, I'll do the women's divisions right quick. For women's bantamweight, it's no secret Kayla Harrison's going to smash Juliana Pena's head into the octagon and win the belt. And then you probably see Amanda Nunes come back versus Kayla Harrison. That would be exciting. But Kayla Harrison, for 125, I think the next champion will be Mianon Fiorot. I think that's how you say her name. I think she's going to fight Valentina Shevchenko, and Valentina Shevchenko in her old age is probably going to lose to Mianon. And I think you can see France having another champion in the women's flyweight division. And then for strawweight, who do I think will be the next? Probably Tatiana Suarez, if she fights more often. Zhang Weili's 35 years old. She's getting up there in age, and she's not very active. So I could see Tatiana Suarez winning the belt. Yeah, that's my pick for the women's divisions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if I'm a casual, because you already know I am. It's your favorite thing to call me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.